Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside?
1, 2, 3.
Patiently waiting, so we may as well start, even though we're a few minutes early. Good afternoon, and welcome everyone. I was very excited when I found out Quebec was hosting this year's AGM. We've got to meet some great people and see some wonderful cattle. I'm going to start off with some introductions. My name's Sean Airy, and I'm the acting president of the Canadian Charolais Association. Craig Scott is our general manager. Cassidy Chalik is here. She's from the office. She helps Craig keep his job. Ryan Nesbitt, he's the vice president. Josh Taylor, he's second vice. Darwin Rosso, Saskatchewan. Josh Redden from the Maritimes. Michael Hunter from Manitoba. And Kyle O'Neill from Alberta. Armand Waugh from Quebec. Missing, unfortunately, weren't able to attend, is Casey Phillips. He's our past president from Alberta. Dennis Sarenko, he is our Saskatchewan rep. Travis Foote and Rod McLeod, both from Alberta. So yeah, we'll call the meeting to order now. We'll start off with the agenda. Everybody should have got an agenda. If there's nothing we need to add, can I have a motion to accept the agenda as distributed? All in favor? If you are in favor, opposed, whoever has the voting cards, just hold them up. So all in favor? Any opposed? Carried. The minutes from our last meeting are in the book you received right after my president's report. We won't go through them. You can read them. Most of us have read them. If there's no errors to them, I'd like someone to make a motion to adopt the minutes as distributed. Geraldine Rasmussen. Seconder? Keith Black. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay. I'm going to call up Ryan Nesbitt, and he's going to go through our voting procedures.
Good afternoon, everyone. So for the voting procedures for the 2025 AGM, at first I would like to entertain a motion to appoint a parliamentarian for the procedures as well as 2 scrutineers. So thank you, Michael, has nominated Helgi Bai as the parliamentarian, Dale Black and Candace Bai as the 2 scrutineers. Can I get a seconder for that motion? Oh, sorry. Thank you. I guess all in favor? Opposed and abstain? Would the parliamentarian and 2 scrutineers accept that job? Thank you. So we have 3 director positions open for the 2025-26 fiscal. So we have a director at large. We have 1 position as a director from Alberta and another director from the province of Quebec. So at this time, I would like to entertain from the floor first call for nominations for each of the 3 the 3 positions. So I'll start with the director at large. Can I receive? Would anyone like to put a name forward for that position? So Curtis Black has nominated Josh Taylor. Josh, would you let your name stand as a nominee? Josh, accept. can I receive any nominations from the floor for the director for Quebec? Thank you, Mark. Mark Frost. Armand, would you accept that position? Thank you. And finally, the nomination for the director from Alberta. Thank you, Mike. Mike Panchuk from the ACA has nominated Rod McLeod, and we do have confirmation from Rod that he would like to let his name stand. There will be 2 other calls for nominations as the meeting proceeds. So if there's any other names to go forward, we can accept them now, or we can wait till the second and third and final call for nominations. Are there any other nominations for the positions? Thank you.
My president report's in the book. If you'd like to read it, I'm not going to go word for word. Just to say that my dad was here when he was on the board to the Quebec AGM, and he talks and talks about it all the time, about how much he enjoyed being here and how good of an experience it was. And I agree. It's great to get all over Canada, meet new breeders, and see different cattle from different places. Canada has a great herd of Charolais cattle, and each and every place has unique cattle to add to that. It's wonderful. I was really busy at the CCA last year building. We decided that our current building wasn't what we needed as an association. We had renters. It was aging and needed lots of repairs, so we decided to sell the building and look for a new place. It happened a lot faster than we thought it would. The building sold very quickly, and we actually found a space we really liked quickly. So we moved from a big commercial building that we had renters in to like a condo style with 5 or 6 offices in it that works very well for us. We had quite a surplus from what we sold for to what the new purchase was, and we decided to put that in our investment portfolio and use it to run the association and keep our fees down. Compared to most other breeds, we have some of the lowest fees for Canada, and that's how we're going to try and keep it that way. Yes, my second year as president. I've quite enjoyed it, and yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you. Now I'll have Craig come up and do his message.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Like you said, it has been a very busy year at the CCA office with the move and the whole process of putting our building. It was a beautiful location at one point. So when we put the building up for sale, within, and I guess to back up a little bit, it was never officially listed, and we were receiving offers. So at any given time, we had at least 3 offers on the building. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking and nervous of waiting till one offer expired to accept another one that was higher, and so we ended up listing the building for $1.9 million and ended up selling it for $2 million. So it got into a bit of a bidding war and sold for above asking price. So it actually worked out very well. So that was half of the battle, and at that point we were wondering what we were going to do, whether we were going to be homeless, because what we were looking for other office space at the time did not exist. So we were searching, and we did want to move out of Calgary. just for the taxes within the city of Calgary. We were paying $2,200 a month for city taxes in Calgary, and just for an example, in the new office that we have, and it is a condo. It's 1,900 square feet. It's in a medical building. The building is 8 years old. It's a beautiful building. Our taxes are $7,000 a year. So with $1,000 a month condo fees as well, but we're cutting our costs of that building substantially. Where our input into our other building was around $100,000 a year for upkeep and just landscaping. And so when the decision was made, it's been talked about for 25 or 30 years probably of selling the building. I always said I didn't want to be the GM that pounded the for sale sign in, so luckily we sold it without ever putting a for sale sign up, so it was okay. So it was great. So we when we sold the building at 1.9, or pardon me, 2 million, the new condo that we purchased was 625,000, and then we did another $45,000 worth of renos just to make it a little more suitable for what we needed. And I personally love the space. I really do think that it's us, and I think I can speak for Cassidy and for Kimberly that come every day. It just really does feel like our space. And since we've been there 6 months, we've had more members stop in there than we ever in the last 7 years that I was at the other office. So whether it was curiosity, and when I say more members, I think we've had 3. So it's not like the membership come to the office very often. So, but it was, and like Sean said, the proceeds from that sale of the building, after it was about 1.3 million after the purchase of the new and the realtor fees, did go into our investment portfolio. And the board also made a decision a few years ago that the dividends from the investments would actually be brought out of the portfolio and used in our operating expenses to keep so we didn't have to raise any fees. The money that is in that portfolio has been put there by members, so the board, with the forward think that then that money will be used towards members, or towards our operating, so our fees did not go up. So with that, there we go. It's back to the day-to-day, and I think we're very fortunate. I know I feel very fortunate to have the staff there that anything? There. Test. Hello. There. Is that? There we go. We got her. So you just have to. How's that? Okay. So yeah, so I personally want to thank Cassidy and the staff that are there to, like Sean says that they help me keep my job. They do more than help. They do an amazing job. So we're very fortunate to have those ladies that work for us. Lois still she works remotely, still in BC, and the rest of us, at least one of us, are in the office every day. We still do a bit of a hybrid.
At this time, I guess we'll entertain a second call for nominations for the position of Quebec, Alberta, and the Director at Large.
And I apologize about the sound. I don't know how loud it will be.
I guess while Cassidy is setting up, we should make an introduction to Robert Lundago. Everybody won't know who that is, but Chubb in the back from MMP supports our association a lot, along with our junior program. So we want to thank Chubb for being here to help entertain Cassidy.
My name is Killing Tate, and I'm with MNP, and I'm pleased to be going through the financial statements with you today. When we look at the financial statements, we'll start with sharing that we were able to issue a clean opinion, which means that we were able to complete the work and agree with both the disclosures and the balances that are listed in the statement. When we look at the statement of financial position or the balance sheet, we're going to notice that both 2024 and 2023 are shown for comparative purposes. 2024 is going to be that one in bold. I'll highlight a few changes that I'd like to go over on the statement of financial position. The first being we're seeing some increases in marketable securities as well as those restricted investments, and that is really indicative of the market conditions at the end of December. We also see an increase in the prepaid expenses and deposits, and that is due to some new deposits that were put on the building before December 31st. Overall, a very strong asset base. We looked at about $2.3 million of assets, with total expenses close to that $300,000 mark. When we look at the income statement, a few changes. Mainly there's an increase in accounts payable at year end. That was in relation to a little bit of that mail strike and the arrival of when things were coming in, including the MasterCard, which is a little bit higher than normal due to travel at the end of the year. So that's all been cleaned up in 2025. That deferred revenue and deferred contributions line really relate to Vids Association and future scholarship commitment. You'll see the subsequent events, or note 10, which also covers the building of the purchase of the building and how this is paid for, as well as a pretty standard disclosure over tariffs that would have been in place when we issued these statements. When we look at the statement of operations and changes in net assets, or more simply put, the income statement, we can see a few things that I'd like to highlight as well. First off, a growth in revenue, which is always lovely to see. Mainly that revenue increase did come from items like female enrollment and DNA. And we do see the related increases in some of the expenses in those categories as well. We also see a bit of an increase in a few more categories in the expense side. For example, salaries and benefits related to some staffing changes and related impact of that. When we look at some increases in advertising and promotion, there was some website redesign costs as well as World Congress costs. Overall, from operations, expenses were higher than revenue by about $105,000. However, we also had investment income to add to that, as well as some unrealized gains on investment, which means at the end of the year, there was a profit of $42,000. The statement of cash flows shows that during operational use, the association ended up spending about $19,000 of cash. Additionally, there was some purchase of capital assets and some investment proceeds that were received, resulting in an increase of cash in the year for about $40,000. The remaining financial statement notes go over your various policies, as well as break down some of the line items in the statement in additional detail, such as the breakdown of investments, your accounts receivable, capital assets showing the original costs and wear and tear or amortization to date, a bit of a breakdown of those restricted assets and deferred contributions related to the youth association, and some required disclosures over related party transactions and financial reserves. Additionally, it does include a summary of Friends of Canadian Charolais Foundation, which we'll go through in a minute. Overall, a very strong year for the association and what everyone should be proud of. The financial viability of the association remains strong and one that would be an envious position of many associations. Thanks and have a great day.
Does anybody have any questions about the financials or anything related to that?
I think just explain the building, like the sale and the purchase is actually in the next year.
Correct. So that was because of when the building was listed and the offer was accepted was in December of 2024. So we had to put our deposits down in 2024, and we did not receive the revenue of the sale of the building until 2025. So that will be reported in our 2025 profit. So that's where whoever finance chair in 2025 is probably going to present the best budget that they've ever seen with that kind of a profit. So that's why we're not seeing that. It just happened at our year end. So we had prepaid expenses for the deposit on the building. Is that
Yeah, I'm sure some people had to put leverage.
right?
Any other questions? If not, would somebody like to make a motion to approve MNP's financial report as presented? Kelly. Seconder.
Mark.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Carried. At this point, I'd like to make a motion to retain MMP as our financial auditor for 2025. Keith Black seconded it. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Carried. Thank you. We're move on to the committee reports now. We'll get Craig to do the bridge improvement one, as unfortunately Dennis wasn't able to do.
So Dennis had written this report. A few things that we've been working on. It was a busy year for grade improvement. As you can read through the, I'll just highlight a few things there. For many years, the Terminal Sire Index was launched, which has been, it was a work in progress before I started, and then it was put on hold a little bit while we explored it and I guess developed the joint evaluation with the American Association. So once that was in place, we went back to the Terminal Sire Index, which the AICA, the American Association, already had a Terminal Sire. So then we just joined forces with, they had to revamp theirs. So it was actually, I'm not going to say an easy process, but we were able to do it as joint association. So it was some cost savings, and we were able to launch our Terminal Sire Index. So just a little explanation on the Terminal Sire Index. What it does, it takes some of the, and it blends EPDs to make one number, but and also some of the economical factors. It's quite a large formula to blend it, but it's much economic in EPDs and data that go into forming the TSI. So we continue to work with our lab Neogen. It's always a hot topic, I guess. Neogen is on their turnaround times and a few things, but at this point they are the only game in town, but we are exploring a few other labs. So hopefully by this fall we have other options. And that's again some joint efforts with the American Association that we can join forces and hopefully have some options for that. In 2024, we rounded out our last our GPA, our Genomic Producer Advancement Program, which was free 100K high density test on female, on 10% of the females you had enrolled. It was a little bit better uptake than the first one, but it was still less than 40% of the eligible females were actually tested. So, but it's still, we received, I think it was 2,100 females. So it's still a great program because the association collecting that data, and on the female side of things, that data stays within our herd book and within our evaluations for a longer period of time than the females. So it has been successful. Another decision that was made by the board at our fall board meetings last October was to the progressive ataxia, and as of any animal tested after December 1st of 2024, the results would be made public, so that you could search out maybe 300, 200 head of animals that were tested prior to that we did get the results and put up. So there's more and more all the time, and our relatively, we were very respectable on the amount of carriers. We're about 16 to 17% of the animals tested that are carriers, and it's 0.003% that are actually affected. So our numbers are still very respectable, and I think the fear of PA is not there. Everybody, or most breeders, know that it is a condition that is manageable through genetic selection. So that's been really good. Another couple of projects that we're working on. We voted to, or the board, voted to expand it and develop a few new EPDs this fall. So when we were working on them and having our programmer develop it, some of the EPDs that we were working on, we didn't launch them like we wanted to, with calf vigor and a few things like that when you were calving. But they're now, so there's a few new traits with calf vigor, teat and udder scores, docility, as well as feet and leg scores. And there are different charts available that will be on the website. So how to score, especially teat, udder, docility at certain ages, calf vigor, things. So all of that information is on the CCA website. Some traits down the road that we're looking at, and the Americans, and we're doing these together with the Americans, will be mature cow weight, and actually they're looking at doing mature cow height. And we were surprised when the mature cow weight, we had over 10,000 records of mature cow weight and it's happening when breeders are disposing of their cattle, they're putting weights in there. So we actually have a lot of records on that, and we'll be able to develop that EPD rapidly. And some of these EPDs that we're looking at, just because we're developing the EPD doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to publish right away until we get the accuracies higher, and it may be, some of these EPDs might be 2 or 3 years down the road or before we actually publish them to have enough data to make for the accuracies to be respectable. If you launch an EPD and the accuracies are in the low teens, the validity of them is not there, so that's one thing. We're collecting data, and we will see when they are launched. Another project that is really unfolding now, and it's a joint project with Canadian Angus and Canadian Hereford, and it's a $2 million, over $2 million project that and Hereford and Angus have, this is year 2 for them, and it's called the Heifer Select project, which for what we're doing, and it doesn't, but that doesn't make sense. But what they had the project developed for commercial heifer selection index is what they were, and when they had that rolling, they invited us in to the project, and what we will be doing as part of it, as the terminal sire, we will be genotyping up to 10,000 commercial calves. We will be sire verifying those calves, and then we will be following the calves right through feedlot, right to harvest, and retaining that information and that data back. So that will really help our carcass EPDs and our carcass data with that live. It will also validate some of the EPDs and really move those and help the accuracy on those a lot. So it's quite an exciting project. It's large. we're actually hiring 2 staff that will be collecting DNA and running the project and educating the producers. Anybody that has signed up for it, Angus Now it's called, is their management software. Everybody will be getting that for free and be educated on it, which will, it's just like Herd Tracks, it's just a white version of Herd Tracks. So it's actually will be quite exciting and moving forward. And we have 3 years to collect this data with a very, very minimal cost to the association. Our cost for this project will be, we have to pay for half of the cost of the TSU samples. That's it. So if we're doing 10,000 head, that it will cost us about $12,000 to be involved in this project. So it's funded by through the Alberta government, RDAR, Results Driven Agriculture, great organization. So we're very fortunate to be involved in that. So if there's any questions on that, and then last fall we formed a commercial committee to brought it back to life, I guess, the commercial. So this will fall under that committee, but there's no report on the commercial for 2024 because it was formed in November and there was no action of the committee until now. So there's no committee or no report on that. So if there's any questions on that, we're waiting for a press release from RDAR, and then we will be getting a lot more information out to producers. Originally, we were hoping to be able to go this spring as we could collect DNA, a lot of brandings or turn out this, but it just didn't happen. So we'll be collecting a lot of DNA in the fall meantime. So if there's any questions on that, or a line on somebody that's 50 calves, 20 calves, 500 calves that you might think be interested, please get a hold of me, and we will definitely put the right people in touch and move forward. Because there's no cost to the producer, and they will be getting all of that data back as well. So, if there's any questions, please give me a call.
Thanks, Craig. I'll get Ryan to come up now and do ad and promo.
Our ad and promo committee consists of Craig Scott, Cassie Chalik, Michael Hunter, Josh Red. Thanks for all your help, in particular the office staff that really carries a lion's share of the work that goes on. But once again, the Charolais Association ad and promo committee, our main advertising effort has been once again through the Canadian Calendar magazine, featuring our ads on the back cover of the magazine through every issue of the year. We really try to keep the ads fresh, get some new pictures, some new designs, and discuss, really promote the Canadian Charolais advantage to the commercial industry through those ads. Kind of our focus on a lot of these ads has been more profit per animal, no tag required because of our identifiable high. Really focusing on just added pounds and a true Charolais identity throughout Canada. We also advertise in some regional publications throughout Western and Eastern Canada as well. In particular, some French language magazines and some Atlantic Canada magazines, just kind of focusing on regional advantages of the Charolais breed through that as well. The CCA Facebook page continues to grow with the number of followers from active Charolais members, CCYA juniors, and even followers who aren't really even fundamentally associated with the breed. They just want to keep up with what's going on. Huge capacity for keeping that up to date and keeping the kudos to Cassie for really spearheading that. Another overhaul we've done this year is we've revamped the CCA website. I hope everyone's had a chance to see it. It's more mobile friendly, user friendly on a desktop or a laptop and whatnot. It gets you to the information faster. The information on there is a little bit more current, and it's just a fresher look. So that was really nice. We've also represent either through board members or field staff at a number of events across the country. The Canadian Auctioneers Competition, Canadian Beef Improvement meetings, Canadian Cattle Feeders, Agribition, Expo Buff, Farm Fair, you name it. We try to be represented there, and everyone does a great job of showing up to make sure that happens. Sure, it's not a surprise to everyone that Canada hosted the World Congress in the past year. That was another big thing we did. Is we got a lot of new Charolais swag or birch and filled some bags with lots of stuff to give to all the delegates that attended that great event. And all the stuff was really well received. We're a little bit low on promotional items right now. We're trying to build our inventory back up and get some new things. But if anyone has any ideas, please feel free to let the office know of something that you might need, or if you have an event that you'd like to get some stuff at. In particular, Canadian Charolais hats, these Canadian tags, what have you. And another really great thing that I think the membership has received really well is the more frequent email updates that the CCA office sends out. Just to give quick notice, and especially with the certainty of the Canadian Postal Service right now, of upcoming events, deadlines, just about anything that goes on with the Charolais Association, you can find in your inbox. So I would also recommend that everyone just double check that their email account that is listed on the Charolais Association is the current one and the one that is used often, to make sure that you receive that. So you can touch base with the office to make sure that that's all current as well. As for that, again, I'd like to thank everyone on the committee for their hard work for the year, and that would be the formal report for this year. If there's any questions, please feel free.
Thanks, Ryan. Get Armand to come up and do the market development.
I'm going to start by reading the report in French first, then I will do it in English after. That's okay. C'est le rapport de développement du marché. Fait que, le concours national de 2024 a été organisé en conjonction avec le jugement Charolais de Carta, présenté à l'exposition internationale de Farm Fair. Un grand nombre de sujets a été présenté devant le juge Eric Boone de Lucky Lake, Saskatchewan. La femelle proclamée grande championne a été exposée par Prairie Cove Charolais, soit Miss Prairie Cove 204K, avec le logo de Miss Prairie Cove 217M à ses côtés. Ce couple vache beau a présenté la race Charolais dans la parade des champions suprêmes à Farm Fair, où elle a été sélectionnée comme femelle championne suprême 2024. La femelle championne de réserve était EVF Ellie 338L, appartenant à RV Ranching. Le taureau proclamé champion a été PCC, je ne dis pas comme il faut, 218K appartenant à Prairie Cove Charolais, Sutherland Angus Charolais et John Earn La Ferme Farm. Le taureau désigné champion de réserve était SVY Verified 202K appartenant à Blanchette Charolais. Ransom, excuse. Enfin, l'événement annuel du Players Club de nouveau a été un succès avec un grand nombre d'entrées et de spectateurs. Le champion est gagnant du prix 50 000 du Players Club 2024 était Elder MC Gregor 4140M appartenant à Elder Charolais. Le comité développé du marché continue également d'accorder des subventions aux associations provinciales pour les aides dans leur projet de mise en marché, de marketing. Veuillez communiquer avec le bureau de ACC pour plus de détails. Ça, c'est tout pour le rapport en français. Je vais maintenant le lire en anglais. Je n'ai pas eu besoin d'écouteurs pour sur ce côté-là. Fait que, now I'll read it in English. Sorry for my English, it's not that great, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, the 2024 National Show was held in conjunction with the Alberta Charolais Show, hosted at Farm Fair International. This show featured a large number of entries of Judge Eric, well, I'll say it like in French, Eric Boone. That was right? Thank you. Okay, Lucky Lake, Saskatchewan, the champion female was exhibited by Prairie Cove Charolais, Miss Prairie Cove 204K with a calf on side, Miss Prairie Cove 214M. This pair represented the Charolais breed in Farm Fair Supreme Drive. There, she was selected the 2024 Supreme Grand Champion, Reserve Champion. Female was EVF Lily 338L, owned by Harvey Ranching. Grand Champion Bull was PPC Puck 218K, owned by Prairie Cove Charolais and Sutherland Angus Charolais, and John Earn Farm. Reserve Champion Bull was CVY verified 202K, owned by Blanchette Ranching. Lastly, the annual Players Club event was a success, and again, seeing a large amount of entries and spectators. The 204 Players Club 50,000 bull champion, calf champion, was Elder M. Gregor 4140M, owned by Elder Charolais. The market development committee also continue to have great availability to the province association to add marketing project. Please contact the CCA office for more details. Sorry for my English, but thank you very much.
Thanks, Robert. Next is the I Committee, which is Education, Youth, and Export, and we'll combine that with the CCYA, with Darwin and Cassidy. Do that, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I'm going to do the report here on behalf of the I Committee and the CCYA. They are intertwined. The 2024 CCYA show and conference was held in Swift Current. It was a great success. They had just under 100 head of cattle and I think 82 or something members. So it went well. The 2025 is the 16th to the 19th of July, and it's going to be held in Stettler, Alberta this year. The CCYA is always trying to find funds, raise funds for to keep afloat and keep going. Last year they did a tack box raffle to support their cause. In the past they have had semen auctions and those type of things. So they are always looking for new ideas or those type of things. So if anybody has any ideas on what they could do that's different to raise funds, they are open to suggestions. As chairman of the I committee, I guess the board of directors see the importance and the value of the youth in our breed, and maybe in the past we have not, as a board, as an association, focused on our youth enough, helped fund them or help develop them. So I have formed a committee with Haley Rosso, Jocelyn Ormeal, Cassidy from the office, and we have did some brainstorming over the last few months. And I guess the first major thing that we have done is the CCA has sponsored the Education Award at the CCYA show for a number of years, and it was presented to 3 members every year that won it, and we as a association sponsored $1,500. So you take $1,500 and split it 3 ways. It didn't go a long ways to going to pay tuition and those type of things. So we have upped that $1,500 prize money to $3,500, and it will be split 3 ways in the years to come. The second thing is we have decided that we want to hold CCYA Young Leaders Summit. And the goals is to create an education conference that is targeted towards the youth that are keen to the future, their knowledge, create new relationship, and demonstrate leadership abilities. And it will be a great networking opportunity as well as opportunity to expand their interest in diversified topics within the beef industry. And that's part of making board members that can sit as your CCA members to run the association. So at this point in time, we are looking at holding it the long weekend in October. The first one's going to be in Olds, Alberta, partly because Cassidy's going to be involved and might want to be closer to home. And the intent is to move it around the country from year to year, and it's aimed at our older youth to help develop leaders of this breed. Yes, you can ask a question.
What age are you holding that limit to then? It is undecided.
It is undecided.
It will be older kids aged between 16 to probably 21. However, we have to explore some options for younger kids just due to travel and parent supervision.
we're hoping to keep it at 16 and
Yeah. Just considering that we are wanting it to move province to province, so.
I'd suggest we might consider going to 25.
That is in the thought as well, yeah.
Any thoughts from anybody else on our age restrictions or where we should be going?
I would go to 25.
That is the thought. We just have to, just being that our CCYA age limit is not 25, it's something that the board will have to, the kids will have to evaluate. Interest level, I guess.
Any other questions? You have nothing else, Cassie?
I guess if, with the permission of Ali and Anne-Marie, to announce that CCYA in 2026 will be going to CARP, Ontario. So we highly encourage, if you guys out this way have any youth members that want to participate, I believe the dates are the 15th to the 18th of July. So same as this time of year, yeah. Other than that?
Can I just ask one question? Sorry, about the youth summit, would you ever consider exploring options with other breeds that are hosting something similar to bring inter-breed sharing knowledge, mentorship, topic discussion?
I guess we have talked about that, but
We have actually been approached to do that with the juniors and shorthorns, and it is not something that's necessarily feasible with our amount of kids, the way that they split costs and everything. So it's something, if we were to look more into it, there's potential, but it's not big enough yet. And we don't know what it would cost at our level to do it with our own kids first. So we're gonna do this as a trial year, see what our costs kind of end up being for something like this, because we have eliminated travel for our winter meetings for our national board, so we're looking to merge a lot of those costs into a one-time fee, if that makes sense.
yes.
So we do, the four general managers, Angus, Charolais, Simmental, and Herford, we meet 3 or 4 times a year, and it's always a topic of conversation to see if we can merge it. And right now, as Angus is probably showing the most appetite to be joining and moving forward. So yeah, it is on the table, and we really felt, or the youth felt, we need to get started, and then we can amalgamate moving forward.
Just figure out costs more than anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Darwin. That's it for committee reports. At this time, I would ask for a motion to pass the committee reports as presented. Billy Howe, seconder. Murray Blake. There, Murray. And all in favor? Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, all right.
Okay, now we are entertaining our third and final call for nominations for the 3 director positions. Third and final call. I guess with that, I would ask for a motion from the floor to close the nomination process. Or cease nominations, I should say. Marina, thank you. Can I get a seconder for that? Mark? Ross, sorry.
It's okay.
Mark.
It's really throwing me off today.
Okay. Yes, I guess all in favor of that motion? Motion carried. I guess with that, we will declare the positions director at large to Josh Taylor. Sorry. Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that. The members that are here, would you like to say a few words to reintroduce yourself to the audience? Start with Josh.
Sure, I'd love to. My name's Josh Taylor. Along with my wife Anne Marie and Pat and our three little kids, we farm in Ontario. Served on the provincial board quite a while now. I was past president. Passed that role on to Curtis. He's doing a great job. This is my second term on the CCA board. Quite enjoying it so far, and that's about it. So it's very nice to be in Quebec and meet everybody, and tour what we toured, and so far it's been a great trip. Thanks.
Thanks, Josh. Armin, would you like to? Everyone probably knows you here, but you might as well say a few words again.
I could start in French and I'll finish in English. Sure. Mon nom c'est Armand Roy, vous savez, je m'en vais sur mon deuxième terme comme représenté au Québec, avec fierté aussi. C'est une fierté et tout. De représenter les efforts avec le plus grand cœur, on peut dire, avec. Je pense que je fais un bon travail. Je pense. Donc, il y en a beaucoup qui voulaient m'appuyer sur ça. Je vous remercie infiniment. Puis, je vais être là pour vous autres tout le temps. Merci. Okay, my name is Armin. Armin Roy. Definitely, I won't say exactly the same thing. There, it's a little bit different. I started in 1987, actually, in beef. Been on and off, but I was always a member. I never stopped being a member. And I'm proud that I'm on my second term here, and I'm proud to be there to represent anybody from, actually see people from different provinces that came to see me for certain things. So I'm proud of that. I'm happy that people are able to come and talk to me about certain problems. So thank you very much, and I will be there for everybody.
And Rob McLeod is no stranger to the Charolais breed, but Mike, if you'd like to stand up and say a few words about
Sure. Well, I spoke to Rod and he said he would let his name stand, and we feel he's done a great job for the Alberta Charolais Association, and it's an honor that he's willing to let his name stand on the board again. We thank him and appreciate him being there to represent our province. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. I guess with that, we'll declare the three director positions filled through acclamation. So we have Josh Taylor as the director at large, Armin Roy as the director for Quebec, and Rod McLeod as director for Alberta. Thank you to the scrutineers for your hard work. and congratulations to everyone. It's great to have you back.
Thank you. The 2023 provincial, I assume that should say 2024. I changed mine. Sure. Does any of you presidents that are here want to read the report or say anything? They're in the book. Everybody can read them, but if anybody wants to come up.
Go Oilers!
You really want to talk to them? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. If not, they're in the book. You can read them at your pleasure. It's great to have three presidents here with us. Next, I guess I need a motion from the floor to ratify the actions of the board of directors. Mark Frost. Charolais, second. All in favor? Thank you. Anybody opposed? Here. Okay. Anybody have any new business they want to bring forward? Candace?
I would just like to invite everybody to the Charolais International Congress next summer in Australia. It will be in August. It will start in Brisbane and end in Sydney. And there will be pre and post tours, and it will be a terrific event. I hope that some of you will be able to come. If you're planning long term, conference will be in New Zealand in April. And the 2027 Congress will be in the United States in Nebraska and Missouri, with pre or post tour in Montana, South Dakota. And the 2028 technical conference will be in Estonia. So some upcoming events.
Thanks, Dennis. Anybody else? I think Craig would like to see.
So, yeah, this one, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but rewarding at the same time. We recently had a notification of a couple people that have been a huge part of this breed for a lot of years, have put most of their adult working life, if not all of it, towards promoting and being a huge, huge part of this breed. We've not only promoted it in our country, but they've traveled the world promoting Charolais, selling Charolais genetics, and just being ambassadors for this breed. I believe I know we were incredibly fortunate to have the two people representing us, not only in our own country, but worldwide. And recently, the events, they sold the banner to Robbie and Candace. Congratulations, we look forward to working with you. And then even more recently, have announced their full retirement, which I don't know how that's going to go. I'll be sitting on the porch in a rocker, but I think it'll be fine. So, on behalf of the board of directors and the entire membership, I really want to give a heartfelt thank you to Helgi and Candace Bai for everything that you have done over 45 plus years for the Canadian Charolais Association. So thank you very much.
Okay, is there any other new business anybody wants to bring forward? Right before I ask for an adjournment, the board will meet out on the patio at the back or something and do our quick election, and then we'll meet back in here for the Friends of the Foundation meeting. There's 10 minutes or so.
The top,
Taffy break.
Taffy break.
Taffy break.
Where's that?
In the kitchen?
Okay, I know. Somebody will let you know where it is.
It's not a big building. We'll find
No.
a taffy. It's okay.
I just would like, ask somebody to make a motion to adjourn. Keith Black. Thank you, everybody.
Check, check.
If I had a car, we drive down to the ocean. You call it Elmore, and we lay out in the sand. And if the sun was shining, I'd cover you with lotion. Talk about the fine things and forget the second hand. Oh, Maria, dance a little closer. Close your eyes and don't say anything. Don't believe the sirens on Figueroa. Just listen to Carmelita sing Las Mañanitas, Sweet Maria. If I had a plane, we'd fly to Costa Rica, land atop a mountain, and look down on the world.
Check, check, 1, 2, check, check. Check, check, 1, 2, check, check.
Don't believe the sirens on Figueroa. Just listen to Carmelita sing Las Mañanitas, Sweet Maria. The 10th of December in 75. Well, vows were made to be together until they reached the other side. True love never dies. Plenty of bumps along the way. And they'd be lying if they said they liked each other every day. True love never dies. Somebody take a picture. Somebody write it down. We can learn a thing or two about forever from these lovers and what they found. Now every night he sleeps alone. He stretches out his arms and hold her, but
Sunday morning with my head on your chest, wearing your shirt like my party dress. Something about the way you're holding me tight lets me know everything's alright. We don't have anywhere to be. Right here we got all we need. Lock the door and try the blinds. Let's just stay here a while. Let's be lazy, baby, no troubles on our minds. Tell me, maybe we're leaving all behind. The two of us, we're here, no rush. Let's be lazy, baby. Let's be lazy, baby. Everyone calls, but we don't pick up. 'Cause we need a little time for us. Sunrise to sunset, we do it all again. Let's be lazy, baby, no troubles on our minds. Tell me, maybe we're leaving all behind. The two of us, we're here, no rush. Let's be lazy, baby. Let's be lazy, Let's be lazy, baby, no troubles on our minds. Tell me, maybe we can leave it all behind. The two of us, we're here, no rush. Let's be lazy, baby. Let's be lazy, baby. Let's be lazy, baby. Let's be lazy, baby.
Well, I'm going down to Georgia, place my folks call home. Then on to Carolina, place where I was born. Good morning, Music City. I've got a song for you. And God Almighty Lord paid my dues. Good God, I paid my dues from Mississippi on to Alabama, from Louisiana on to Texarkana. I'm getting a little too good, Lord, singing these old blues. Good God Almighty Lord paid my dues.
you ever really feel that this was something we'd both show? Was it something we could know? Tell me, little darling, what you don't find. Did you ever really think, did you ever really try to give me all of you to know? Or did you just let go? What do you want from me? Honey, I can't even breathe. Tell me if I found what you can't see, would you come back to me? Tell me now, baby, would you come my way if I was a better man? If I could change, I would. But I find I'm at a loss for words, and even when they come, it hurts. What do you want from me? Honey, I can't even breathe. Tell me if I found what you can't see, would you come back to me? Tell me, babe, is this real? Or do I want what you don't feel? If you think that you don't know, and try to let me go, go. Tell me, babe, is this real? Or do I want what you don't feel? If you think that you don't know, and try to let me go, go. Try to let me go. Try to let me go. Try to let me go, go. Try to let me go. Try to let me go.
Take me over to the north side so I can find my way. Lord knows I've walked the south streets, I've wasted hearts and days. So take it all, take everything from me and bring it on. Take me down to shining waters, towns of grit and pride. Let me check my own soul, I've nowhere left to hide. Then take it all, take everything from me and bring it on. It's because I am just a wandering man that I need you now to take my legs, or else I'll ramble on until I wreck the song. Take it all to set me free, I beg. Take me to a hilltop castle, to a room all draped in white. Give me some familiar faces so I know I'll be alright. Then take it all, take everything from me, then bring it on. It's because I am just a wandering man that I need you now to take my legs, or else I'll ramble on until I wreck the song. I'll take it all to set me free, I beg. Where kings are pouring paupers rich. Take away my trembling fingers. I'll take away that faithful itch. It's because I am just a wandering man that I need you now to take my legs, or else I'll ramble on until I wreck the song. Take it all to set me free, I beg. Take it all to set me free, I beg. Take it all to set me free, I beg. Yeah.
outside, see the world for what it is. No, spending all my time with people that I barely know. You may have thought that I was lost, but all I need is room to grow. I'm coming home to put a flower in your hair. Thought you should know, ain't no place I'd rather be instead. Sometimes I feel alone, you know it's me and my guitar. Looking up at darling stars, singing where we supposed to go now. Ruthie, little lady, tell me what you mean to me. And I'll build a house in Byron Bay, if that's exactly where you'll be. I'm coming home, put a flower in your hair. Thought you should know, ain't no place I'd rather be instead. No.
So you wanna live in a world with no more dying?
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Friends of the Charolais Foundation Annual General Meeting. I hope everybody, I think I got everybody that has an agenda, so you can follow along. I'm just going to call this meeting to order at 3:45 p.m. Here in the Sugar Shack. Everybody should be a little wired after that toffee. Voting procedure. Anybody who is a member of the Canadian Charolais Association is eligible to vote. So please feel free to partake in this. This is just an extension of the Canadian Charolais Association as a foundation with, as we'll go through some of the stuff that we are doing, you'll see the importance of it and what we've been able to accomplish at this point in time. As I said, I think everybody's got an agenda, and I wonder if I could are there any additions to the agenda? If there are no additions, I would like someone to make a motion to accept the agenda. Deb Orm, seconder. Darwin Rosso, all in favor? Any opposed? Carried. I'm going to do an quick introduction of the board of directors. As I said, I'm Helgi Bai, and I'm president of this, which is basically just a title. The rest of the board do the work. Chairperson is Kelly Howe, right here to my left. Keith Black is the vice president. Geraldine Rasmussen is our secretary. We've also got Mark Frost here as director. And Cassidy Chelik is also helping with Geraldine with the treasury side of things as a working part of this committee. Who pulled the fire alarm? Unable to attend, as you will, if there are copies of the foundation sale tonight that has all the information in here as well, or a lot of it, but Mike Elder, Dennis Sarienko, and Dwayne Trask have also been members of this committee, and but we're unable to attend this meeting, but we do appreciate all the input from them as well throughout the year here. So that is the board of directors for this past year. The minutes of the last meeting are in the annual report. I'm not going to read through them. They are in the CCA annual report, and so I'll let you look at those, and if there are any questions or concerns, please let us know. Otherwise, I would accept a motion to approve the minutes as circulated. Your daughter. Marina, seconder. Seconder. Thank you, Murray Blake. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Anybody have any questions or any business that you would like to bring forward from the minutes from last year? Seeing none, we'll move on to the election of directors. There are three three-year positions available. Keith Black and Mark Frost are letting their names stand. I'm up for election again, but I'm not going to seek election. I'll let somebody new come on. And also there is one 2-year term that wasn't filled last year. So there is a 2-year term available. So I would accept nominations from the floor, one for a 3-year term, one for a 2-year term. Keith Black is nominating Donna Cashane. Donna, will you let your name stand? Thank you. Are there any nominations for the board? It's very worthwhile, and I would, it's a great committee to be a part of, and as I say, we'll go through and you'll see what we've done. I think it's very important for the improvement and longevity of some programs. So if you're interested, please think about it and step up to sit on the committee. Seeing no other nominations, would somebody move nominations cease? First call? Okay, I hadn't put it in as that way, I guess. Yes, I had. Sorry, I wrote this. I just didn't read it. Right, first call for. So think about it. We are going to have more calls. The financial report, and we will have a presentation. It is also in your CCA booklet here, but we will have a presentation from MNP again on the financial statement.
Back from MMP, and I'm looking forward to going through the Friends of Canadian Charolais Foundation financial statements with you today. Again, we've got the independent review report, which gives a clean opinion, which is exactly what we'd like to see. When we look at the statement of financial position or balance sheet, we once again see 2023 and 2024. When we look at the asset side, we can see a significant increase in cash from the operations in the year. Well done. And again here, we can see a very strong financial position with over $210,000 worth of assets and really only about $9,000 of expected commitments. Really growing that net asset or equity base there for future use. When we look at the statement of operations and changes in net assets, this shows us the income and expense for the 1-year period. When we look at it compared to 2023, we do see a bit of a drop. However, I know 2023 went out with a bang, being the first year for the auction. We still see an incredibly healthy auction revenue, fully offsetting all of the expenses that were incurred, generating about $38,000 of bottom line, which mainly just goes into that cash account. When we look at how cash was used and spent from the association or the foundation, we can see that there was an increase of about $47,000 of cash. The remaining notes to the financial statement walk any of the additional users through your various accounting policies, as well as provide additional details on some transactions that occurred with the Canadian Charolais Association and some financial statement disclosures as required by the association's financial statement review standards. All in all, a really great year, and we continue to express our thanks to the staff and the team at both the Friends of Canadian Charolais
Foundation, as well as the Canadian Charolais Association. Always lovely to work with your team, and really great group of team and staff there. So thanks again, and I hope you have a really wonderful weekend.
Thank you very much for that. And yeah, as you can see, the financial position that we are in really does give the committee some funds to proceed with some of the things that we have been doing and expanding into even more. Could I have someone make a motion to accept the financial report as presented? Jim Baker, seconder for that. Mark Orm, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. At this point in time, I would ask Mark Frost to come up and just give an overview of the Breeders' School and what has been done kind of in the past and today, and looking forward to the future.
Okay, so this year's Breeders' School was the third annual Breeders' School. It was a success. It was a great success. It was this morning with about 50 participants. We had two guest speakers. First guest speaker was Jacob Moray, owner, operator of Paysage Gourmet and Target Angus. He spoke to us about grazing cattle 365 days of the year. And then we had Jason Brock, co-owner, operator of cow-calf operation and maple syrup operation, who is also a specialist for Groupe Opti Boeuf of Solio Agriculture, and he spoke to us about bull nutrition from early age right up to mature bull. These two speakers did a great job, and I think, I do believe that everyone who participated will go home with a little more useful knowledge for their own operations, and hopefully we can continue this from year to year.
Great, thank you, Mark. And yes, it was, I think, very informative this morning, and I hope you all enjoyed it. As I say, this is some of the one of the many projects that we want to incorporate into the Charolais Association AGMs in the future. And we have had a couple others in previous years that were very well attended and a little different topics, which is always great. Next on the agenda here, we've got the mentorship program. Now, the mentorship program, Dennis Sarienko and Craig Scott have been working closely with that. Craig's not a member on the committee, but has been instrumental in getting this foundation up and running over many years, put a lot of time and effort into it, and continues to be a big part of helping us whenever needed as we go along. And so, Craig, do you want to come up? And Kelly's going to, boy, there's passing the buck, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're not going to take too much time, but basically the mentorship program came about here in the last year. We just kind of had our first graduates kind of through the program. As something that's important, the roles of the organization and the foundation has been to kind of support youth and support that next level of breeders that are coming up and through, and helping develop some of them into our future board members, our future breeders in all provinces across the country. You can see in the report there's actually a picture right after the minutes of our graduates, I guess, per se, of our first year. And like I said, I want to take the time to thank both Garner and that kind of post-CCYA in towards their early 30s that is interested and wanting to help develop them furthermore into new breeders and experience and get some other information. We do recommend you go to the website to look up the information, the application, and apply by the end of the month. We have already received some applications, which is great to see. But we do want to continue to grow this program and other programs kind of supporting youth and young breeders.
Thank you, Kelly. And yeah, in the sale catalog for this evening, if you haven't picked one up yet, there's a stack of them at the back. But in there as well, it does explain some of the programs that we have and why we're doing what we're doing and what benefits there are to the industry. So be sure and grab one of those catalogs and have a look near the back where you'll see a lot more information. Next on the agenda here, we have the CCYA Youth Travel Bursaries, and I'll ask Keith Black to come forward and explain those.
Thank you, Helgi. So the travel bursary that we have is for the youth that travel to CCYA. When we set this up, we set it up with $10,000 a year budget. The way that we set it up originally was that we would pay $500 per delegate for anyone. If the convention is in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or Alberta, the delegates that would be traveling from Ontario and Quebec would be eligible for $500 grants each. So the 2023 was our first year for it, and it was a great success. In Brandon, Manitoba, we ended up with 21 participants from Ontario and Quebec. And the Maritime, sorry, yes. 3 of us that were on the executive at that time, because there were 21, we broke our budget and paid 21 of them $500 each instead of having one poor kid without that. So unfortunately, the participation the next year in Swift Current was not nearly as high. We only ended up with 6 delegates from the east going out. So we certainly have a lot of money left over. We have discussed it at our meetings. Once we have definite numbers of numbers going west to Alberta this year from Ontario, we will probably look at giving some of the delegates from Manitoba and Saskatchewan something for going out to that one. So anyway, it's a very worthwhile project. As any of you that flew in here know, it's not cheap to fly from east to west. It's not cheap to fly any place in Canada. But it's certainly very appreciated by the delegates that do go. And like I said, we really enjoy doing that for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Yes, great to help some of the youth from across the country get to other parts of the country and be part of the CCYA program. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Charolais International Youth Program and the travel bursaries there. This is something that Candace and I guess, initiated back in, I guess it was 2018. And we invited youth from around the world to come to Canada and take part in CCYA. And the first year, I think we had, I think it was 10 or 11 from 5 countries that came. And we hosted them through CCYA and then did some herd tours. We put it up to the world, and as it turned out, we did it again the next year when it was held in Saskatchewan. And we had then, I think, seven delegates, something like that, from about 4 countries. And from there, it has moved on to other countries. The U.S. Have hosted it. England, Ireland, and last year was Australia.
And as you, again, in the sale catalog, you'll see the delegates that went to Australia last year was Justin Harcourt from Quill Lake, Saskatchewan, and Matty Saunders from Ontario. Now, what the Charolais Charbray International, they will put up 1,000 euros to each country to help fund those youth to go. And then the foundation have picked up travel expenses to get the youth there as well. So it's a great program between the foundation and between Charolais Charbray International to get some youth from around the world participating in other countries, meeting other youth that are kind of in that 20 to 30 range, 26 range, I guess is probably about where it's been, to hopefully keep the world working together and keeping everybody informed on other countries and Charolais around the world. So again, the Friends of the Charolais Foundation has supported that, and we will hopefully continue to do that, as I think it's a very worthwhile project. The next on the list here is the Scholarship Committee. And Dwayne Trask isn't here, so I guess it's probably going to be not Craig Scott. It'll be. Go ahead, Kelly.
Instead of waiting to be voluntold, I'll just jump up here at this point. Yeah, so basically, as you can tell, a lot of these programs, as we're somewhat in our infancy, are just kind of rolling. So, you know, this past fall was our first year with our scholarship program. We've designed basically the two basic scholarships. One we named in memory of Tim Bullock, who was one of the founders of the foundation and helped get the foundation up and running. You know, so the Tim Bullock Memorial Scholarship is designed for more someone pursuing a trade or an applied course, kind of a thing on that end. So a little different than a regular university or college kind of scholarship, a little bit more practical. Like it's especially something that would have, you know, really made Tim proud on that end. So this year that award went to, now I've lost my place here, Reed Vosler. And then we also as well, we created the foundation scholarships going to university or college students at that point in time. And we had Peyton Caldwell out of Saskatchewan and Madison Robertson out of Manitoba. Were awarded those scholarships. And just a note as well, too, that basically these scholarships are available again this fall with a deadline of November 30th. We were quite surprised at the sheer volume of applications we got this fall, and the competition was phenomenal. I think it does show a lot of really good promise in future for our youth, and I think this is just another valuable thing that we wanted to try and get rolling with to help support some of the education of these kids. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Kelly. The next is the sale report, and I'll ask Mark Frost to come forward and give us a report there.
Yeah, so on behalf of the Friends of Canadian Charolais Foundation, I'd like to thank all those who generously donated to our 4th annual fundraising sale. Without their generosity, the foundation would not exist. We have been working hard to put together this year's sale. Our Lot 1 donation heifer was donated by 12 breeders of the Quebec Charolais Association. This year we have a total of 28 lots in the sale. Funds raised will go towards our programs such as mentorship, scholarship, youth travel, bursaries, and much more to benefit our youth. I would like to thank the Complete Foundation Board for their hard work and dedication making the sale a success, and also for making the foundation as a whole a success. So please, this evening when we have our sale, be generous. Thank you.
Very well done, yes. Yeah, be generous. one note in the sale catalog, just in case you had your heart set on it, the Lot 4 lot is out of the sale, so there's actually 27 lots this year. But we do appreciate, yes, everybody that has donated, not just this year, but over the years, and a number of them have donated every year, which we do really appreciate. At this time, I would ask for a second call for nominations for the Foundation Committee. Second call for nominations. We'll move on. We'll have one more call. So is there any old business that you would want to bring up, or what we've done in the past that you would like to ask questions or discuss? Seeing none, I guess we will have our last call for nominations. Last call for nominations. Seeing none, I guess then I will ask for nominations cease. A motion. Kelly Howe makes that motion. Is there a seconder? Mr. Black? Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Keith. Nominee addresses. Donna, do you want to come and give a speech? How about Kelly or Mark? Do you want to get up and do a spiel? Or, sorry, Keith. Thank you, Keith. Kelly, do you want to? Oh, why am I going like that? I'm looking at you and I'm saying that. Yes, Mark, do you want to?
Very important. So the more we do for them, the more we encourage them, maybe we'll have future readers, and that's our goal.
Thank you very much. And yes, and I think probably maybe everybody on the committee has had kids go through the youth program at some point in time. Some of ours were a little longer ago than others, but but I think everybody's had on the committee has had some youth go through and know the value of some of these programs that are being put forward here. So since we don't need an election, I guess I declare those members as all taking 3-year terms. There'll be 3 3-year terms for those. So thank you very much. At this time, I would like a motion to ratify the actions of the Board of Directors. Darwin Rosso makes the motion to ratify the action of the board. A seconder? we'll go with Chantal DeBook. Is there any other? Oh, sorry, I should ask for all in favor. Any opposed? Carried. Is there any other new business that you would like to bring forward? Mike Miller?
One of the things I've noticed is the Angus guys, for their foundation, they've got a sale. But they also do fundraising, which is 15% of their sale average for people that want to donate. And so, that may be a suggestion that, not to take away from this at all, the auction, but that might be something that somebody has a really good sale and they want to donate 15% of their average to that, to this cause, to the foundation. That may be something that you guys should, because I think it's a great cause.
Great. Yes, the Angus have raised a lot of money with that. A lot of people have got on board and donated through that avenue. So yes, that is definitely something for the new board to have a look at. Any other new business? Seeing none. Or Kelly?
Just on behalf of the board, before we adjourn this meeting, I know we had a thank you earlier, but Helgi was also one of the initial members that came on the foundation and really helped us get off our feet as a foundation. And we're, like I said, we're still in our infancy, but Helgi has done a phenomenal job, both with his role with the banner and Buy Livestock, and just as a friend of the Charolais breed and association. So on behalf of the board of directors, I want to thank Helgi for his time spent on the board.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, it was a number of years ago that Craig Scott and I guess it was Andre Stepler and Tim Bullock and I kind of started pitching hard to get working on it, and Craig had a lot of hoops to go through with the Canadian Revenue Agency to get all the things done in a row. And yes, as I step off, I would like to thank Craig for all the time he's put into it. And I have enjoyed being on this committee and the work that Geraldine and Kelly as chairman, and of course all the board of directors. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the auction tonight. The auctioneer is totally bilingual, so you have no excuses to not being able to bid. And so, yeah, bid with reckless abandon. So anyway, thank you very much for attending and being part of this and supporting it. And hopefully the continuation of support will be forthcoming. I would take a motion to adjourn. Mark Horm wants to be on the list. All right. Thanks very much.